Hello, and welcome to NGL's Medical Logistics Solutions Wisconsin New Driver Training. To get started, please be aware that you will be receiving instructions from our payroll group regarding our timekeeping systems. You will also receive a link to UltiPro, our HR information system. Within UltiPro, you can update your personal information, you can view your pay stubs, you can also request specific forms and other documentation related to your employment. There are a few pieces of paperwork that you will need to print and return to Ashley Wilson. Ashley Wilson's email address is awilson@nglog.com. If it works better for you to fax documents to Ashley, her phone number for fax is area code 303-586-6236. We'll take a look in the next slide at the Network Global New Employee Training Checklist that will need to be completed and returned, along with the quizzes in the coming slides as well. The Network New Employee Training Checklist will need to be printed and returned. Please put your name on the top line. Your region, you can put the state in which you're working. Your date is the current date you're filling out the form. If you notice on the form, there's two columns, the orientation column on the left-hand side of the page and the specialized training on the right-hand side of the page. At this point, we will be ignoring the specialized training portion and focusing on the orientation paperwork. Please put a check mark next to all the appropriate items on that column under orientation paperwork. When you've completed that, please go ahead and sign on the bottom line and return to Ashley Wilson. Let's review the Medical Logistics Solution Drug and Alcohol Use Policy to create a drug and alcohol-free workplace. Abuse of drugs and alcohol impairs employees' judgment, which may result in increased safety risk, employee injuries, and poor decision-making. Therefore, all employees are expected to report to work in a state of mind and physical condition that does not affect their ability to perform their assigned duties. Prescribed drugs are excluded from this policy when used as intended, unless job performance could be affected. The employee must notify his or her supervisor of any safety issue related to prescription drug use. Medical Logistics Solutions Incorporated may, at its discretion, initiate pre-employment screening, random testing, or probable cause testing of employees. An employee who is found in violation of the policy may be subject to disciplinary action up to and including termination. In the case of worksite injury, a post-incident drug testing would be required. Let's review our equal employment opportunity and sexual harassment policies. We prohibit unlawful discrimination against applicants or employees on the basis of age, 40 and over, race, sex, color, religion, national origin, disability, genetic information, veteran status, or any other applicable status protected by state or local law. This prohibition includes unlawful harassment based on any of these protected classes. Unlawful harassment includes verbal or physical contact, which has the purpose or effect of substantially interfering with an individual's work performance or creating an intimidating, hostile, or offensive work environment. This policy applies to all employees, including managers, supervisors, co-workers, and non-employees such as customers, clients, vendors, consultants, etc. The company will make reasonable accommodations for qualified individuals with known disabilities and employees whose work requirements interfere with a religious belief, unless doing so would result in an undue hardship to the company or a direct threat. Our sexual harassment policy does strongly oppose sexual harassment and or any inappropriate sexual conduct. All employees are expected to conduct themselves in a professional and businesslike manner at all times. Let's take a look at who we are. NGL is a specialized third-party logistics provider that moves packages rapidly and makes the impossible possible for their customers. We do pride ourselves on the reliability of our service, the flexibility we can offer customers, and the information technology platform that supports all of our operations. We were founded in 1971 in Los Angeles, California, and our founder was really an innovator and a pioneer in what is called today mission-critical same-day delivery. We're available 24/7, 365. We began as Network Courier Systems. Our founder recognized the fact that the network television stations like NBC, CBS, and ABC had a need to transport movies and film from the West Coast to the East Coast back to the West Coast. He started the business, named it Network Courier Systems, and he purchased an airline ticket. He checked baggage, which was actually the film reels from the network television stations, got on the airplane in the West Coast in Los Angeles, and flew to the East Coast. Delivered the film to the network television station on the East Coast, gathered up more film, and then flew back on his aircraft back to the West Coast. That's what started the actual business. That happened in 1971, and we continued to progress into the logistics market. In the 1980s, we entered into the service parts logistics market, which is the stocking of major manufacturers' repair parts in strategic locations around the country. We have 250 of those locations in the United States and 500 of those locations globally. Then in the mid-1990s, 1995 to be exact, we entered into a partnership offering FedEx same-day service support to FedEx customers. In the mid-2000s, we purchased a company called CLI that entered us into the third-party logistics market, which is warehousing, distribution, freight, and also e-commerce. And then today, NGL continues to add ground courier services, international, and freight to its portfolio. In 2014, we did add medical logistics solutions to our portfolio as well as a leading routed medical courier service. This allows us to provide an integrated supply chain solutions to all of our customers all under one roof. We service a wide variety of different types of industries. Under the medical community, we work with Medtronics, St. Jude Medical, Integrated Genetics, Blood Source, just to name a few. Under our high-tech division, we service Broadcom, SAIC, retail partners, which would include Home Depot, Leapfrog, Kroger. Under our aerospace division, we would service United, Boeing, Kuehne & Nagel, just to name a few. We are proud of the work that we do and have also been recognized throughout the industry with numerous awards for a Top 100 Third-Party Logistics Provider, Vendor of the Year for Target, a Top 5 Toy Supplier for Walmart retail stores, and numerous other awards. We also do have the honor of displaying this Donor Alliance quilt. The quilt was presented to us and is a commemoration of individuals who had given the gift of life through organ donation. Each square of the quilt was created by family members and loved ones to commemorate and represent the thoughts and feelings of that family member who had given the gift of life. So the squares were then put together by a professional quilting club, and it does serve as a visual reminder of the importance of our focus and our commitment, and we do proudly display that organ donation quilt in our NGL corporate headquarters located in Broomfield, Colorado. Let's explore NGL's vision and core values. Our vision for the company is to be the leading third-party logistics provider of same-day transportation and warehousing solutions, utilizing our 4 key components of next flight out, on-demand courier, routed courier services, and rapid fulfillment. We operate under 5 core values, the first of which is safety. We want everyone to go home safe to their family every day. Our second is service. We both as a company and individuals need to exceed expectations in everything we do. Our third core value is accountability. Again, as a company and as each individual, we need to take ownership of our decisions, our actions, and our inactions, and display integrity by doing the right thing even when no one is watching. And our fifth and last core value is excellence. We need to pursue greatness as a company and individually, always. The next item to review is customer service. Our definition of customer service is that it involves the giving of yourself to make the other guy actually feel like they are important enough to make you give the effort. It's important to remember when you give great customer service, that customer will share their experience with an average of only 2 people. When they receive a poor customer service experience, they have a tendency to tell at least 10 other people. This is referred to as word of mouth. So the challenge to you is, how will you lose or gain customers by the reviews of your service to them? We want to remember the customer is always right. It's an old-fashioned saying, but it still rings true. Something you can use that's an important tool for you to use on the road towards better customer service is to smile once in a while. Even the most irate or obnoxious customer can be swayed back to the light with a simple and sincere smile. If you have a situation where the customer has a complaint to share with you, we can turn that complaint into an opportunity. The first thing we need to do is to smile. The next is to listen very intently to the customer or the client. We want to make sure that you understand the concern and what the customer is feeling about that particular situation. We always need to give an apology for the wrong that was done. It's important for you to explain to the customer that you will have a representative contact them to help them resolve their issue. You'll need to obtain current contact information, name and phone number from the client, and once you've left the customer's site, contact your supervisor and provide them with the details. And finally, it's important to thank the customer for bringing the problem to your attention. It shows them that we understand the importance of making sure each and every shipment is correct and that we're committed to building a lasting partnership with them. Saying thank you rolls off the tongue so easily, however, it's rarely used anymore. Even if a customer in their own mind has not had the best experience with our establishment, a simple thank you coupled with a warm and sincere smile can go a long way in retaining their patronage. So does being upfront and honest. Honesty is still the best policy around. When we are upfront and honest with a customer in every situation, your reputation will be firmly established. If we make it a habit to always have honesty and integrity in all of our dealings, customers will sit up and take notice. But it is up to you. A little time and effort into giving good customer care and service will be invaluable to any business. The objective is to make the customer feel like they are special, make the customer feel like they are important to you, and that you undoubtedly and without question value their business. More ways to deliver outstanding customer care and service is to be committed. Make a personal commitment to provide superior service to every customer. And to be friendly, always greet customers warmly with a smile on your face and in your voice. Be fast. Don't keep our customers waiting, and it'll help you stay on schedule and give prompt, dependable service. Flexibility is important. Saying no is easy instead of thinking through and investigating alternative solutions to meet our customers' needs. We need to have that flexibility. It's important to be focused and give our undivided attention to every customer, whether they're the first customer of our day or the last customer of our day. Also important to be familiar and know all of the organization's policies so that you can handle customer questions with minimum error or delay. It's always important to be a problem solver. We always want to adopt a problem-solving attitude when you handle customers' complaints and inquiries. It's important to be direct, communicate effectively with your customers. We need to speak clearly, correctly, and slowly. A lot of times that involves avoiding using industry jargon, and it's important to remember to listen. We need to be thorough. Always follow up with your customers. Nothing is more important than delivering on our promises. More ways to deliver outstanding customer care is to be consistent. Treat all customers equally well. Be thoughtful and courteous to every customer and make them feel like they are the only customer and concern you have at that particular time. Be proactive. In the days to come, you'll be able to anticipate the needs of your customers and impress them by providing solutions before they ask for them. Always want to be a team player. Partner with your customers and coworkers to make things run more smoothly and efficiently. We always want to be thankful to our customers and remember to thank each and every one of them for their business. And be happy. Fight on the job stress with a good laugh. You want to be calm, cool, and collected and enjoy the work that you do helping others. And finally, be the best. Strive to provide top-notch service so our customers can get excited about our company. Next, we'll review some common terminology from the glossary of terms. The first one is a courier or a driver. That's an MLS employee that drives from client to client, picking up and delivering items. Next is a dispatcher. That's a trained medical logistics solutions professional that is responsible for taking client orders and directing delivery activity. Your manager of operations is your trained medical logistics solutions professional for a specific geographical area. They're going to be responsible for hiring, training, managing, scheduling drivers, as well as managing routes and client concerns. The next term is line haul. That is a long-distance run that hooks two areas together with multiple customer specimens or coolers. The line haul courier will meet with one or multiple local drivers to hand off items for delivery. There's a route sheet. The route sheet is a list of all the stops the courier will make with addresses, times, and any special instructions such as codes to doors or specific directions. The driver will complete the route sheet on a daily basis, and it does need to be turned in at the end of their shift. Another term is specimen log. A specimen log is specific to each customer on a route. The driver completes the specimen log with information such as pickup time, number of samples, and type of samples that were picked up that particular day. You will meet with a lead driver. That's a trained courier that is a driver supervisor. You'll also become familiar with a stat order. A stat, by nature of its definition, means immediately. It's a delivery request by a client for quick delivery, which the client deems necessary beyond the normal delivery routing. The maximum delivery times vary by client, but generally range between 1 and 2 hours from the time of the call to the delivery completion. You will also become familiar with a will call order. That's a stop that is part of a route but not done daily by the driver. The customer calls in the pickup when they need it. And the next one is a routine job. That's a stop that is not scheduled but requires a special pickup. It's not as time sensitive as a stat, but it does generally range between 2 and 4 hours from the time of the call to the delivery completion. That can also be referred to as a routine will call. Next, we'll explore the policy and standards surrounding our dress code. Your hair must be clean and worn in a style appropriate to service customers. A beard and mustache must be trimmed and present a neat appearance. Mustaches must not cover the mouth, as it makes it difficult for someone that is hearing impaired to understand the employee. The company will provide a uniform shirt, which must be worn at all times. The shirt can contain no holes, rips, or stains. If you do have a situation with a hole, a rip, or a stain, please contact your area manager for a new shirt. Pants must be clean and in good repair. Black or khaki are the two colors that are acceptable. Socks or stockings must be worn with those pants, and holes or rips, whether a design element or not, are not permitted. As well as spandex or tights, yoga pants, any type of elastic waistband, athletic gear is also not acceptable. Jeans are acceptable for those drivers that are not customer facing, but it is a good idea for you to review the denim policy with your area manager. Shorts can be worn in those warmer states, however, cutoffs are not permitted, and the short should never be any shorter than 2 inches above the knee. And undergarments, they must be worn daily and they must not be visible. And jewelry must be kept to a minimum. Hats that are not company issued are not permitted. If you are interested in an NGL MLS hat, please advise your area manager. Your shoes must conform to safety requirements, which include no open toe shoes and no open heel shoes, which includes sandals, shower shoes, flip-flops, or any other type of shoe that's not fully enclosed. And if your shoes do have laces, they must be tied at all times. The last 2 items on the dress code policy includes coats. Coats with team logos or graphics are not permitted. Your Medical Logistics Solutions ID badge will be provided to you with your picture, and it must be worn at all times by the employee when on duty. The next item for review is the dispatch team. Communication is key to success for servicing our clients, our patients, and our customers, and communication with our dispatch team is imperative for your job success. Our team is staffed 24/7, 365, and the dispatch group can be reached by dialing 1-800-888-7874. Let's review some situations where you would need to contact the dispatch group. First, you want to call in and check in with the dispatch team an hour before your shift or your route begins. You can place a call to dispatch when you're handing off items to another courier or dropping off at a medical logistics solutions hub. You do need to communicate with dispatch when you pick up a stat job as well as when you deliver a stat job. And please call and communicate with dispatch team when you're experiencing any kind of red flag situation, which would be any kind of problem or anything unusual that happens. You'll need to call dispatch with any customer concerns as well. In addition, you want to call the dispatch team if you're going to be more than 15 minutes late for a pickup or a delivery. And just like a stat job, please contact dispatch when you both pick up and deliver a will call or a routine will call job. Please call and check out with the dispatch team at the end of your shift or your route so they know that you were able to complete all your assignments. And then finally, please call dispatch with any road conditions or hazards that you've become aware of. In an effort to support safety as our number one core value, it is required that each driver complete a defensive driving training program. To access the program, you'll need to start by copying the 6-digit access code. When you're ready to review the video, click on the video link in the documentation provided. You'll be directed to the Video on Demand Viewing Access Code page, and please paste the access code and click on Submit. You'll be directed to the actual video, and when you're ready to begin, you can click on the play button to view the actual video. You will have the option of starting and stopping the video as you would like by utilizing the same access code and link that was provided. Once you've had an opportunity to review the video, please complete the Defensive Driving for Light and Medium Duty Vehicle quiz. That leads us to our National Safety and Facilities Program. The NSFP team aims to conduct business responsibly while protecting the health and safety of all NGL team members and customers. Our sole mission is to work together to achieve a safe and healthful work environment on the road, with a customer, and inside our four walls. The NSFP is designed to keep all aspects of our courier services operating uniformly in accordance with federal and state laws and company policies. This is accomplished with primary focuses on 3 topics. The first topic is safety. It's incorporated into nearly every aspect of our daily work functions by team members performing a wide variety of duties within various locations. Your specific location will cover regional safety and health policies to acclimate you in your new role. All employees are expected to abide by the safe work practices set forth by NSFP and NGL and MLS to ensure their safety as well as the safety of others. The second focus is compliance. NGL maintains compliance through various measures such as wearing photo ID badges, job hazard assessments, as well as accident and incident investigation and mitigation, hazardous materials compliance, as well as initial and ongoing training. And the third focus is risk mitigation. NGL's commitment to its customers' and employees' success is driven by a stringent risk management program. The program entails a number of proactive measures like limited access to our facilities, electronic surveillance, and guard service where needed, along with segregation of customers' products and a detailed emergency evacuation and business continuity plan. Additionally, let's review some back safety techniques and lifting techniques. It's important to be aware of the force that you place on your back. Common causes of back injuries include lifting heavy items, lowering and twisting at the waist while you're lifting. Pushing and pulling can also cause stress on your back, as well as carrying items, and avoid reaching over your head and lifting items. Sitting or standing too long, as well as slipping on a wet surface, can cause back injuries. You can utilize prevention techniques to protect your back. Avoid lifting and bending whenever you can. Place objects up off the floor. Use carts and dollies, and reach out to your manager if special equipment is needed for your particular job function. Get help if it's too heavy for you to lift alone. And a tip on proper lifting procedures is to take a balanced stance, feet shoulder width apart, and squat down to lift and get as close as you can to the object. Some additional help is to minimize problems with exercises that will tone the muscles in your hips, your back, and your thighs. It is a good idea to check with your doctor before you begin any exercise program. In closing, let's review the paperwork that needs to be printed, completed, and returned to Ashley Wilson. There is the new employee training checklist and the quizzes, both customer service and defensive driving. Thank you for completing the new driver training. Welcome to NGL and MLS. We are excited to have you on board.